Hey y'all, it's another Getting Real with Ashleydawn. And I know my faithful followers that watch these all the time are probably like, Ashleydawn, you haven't made one of these for one since last year, and for two in like a long time. Like, why haven't you made videos? And I want to address those questions now. Several reasons. First and biggest reason, when I go to work in the morning, I'm not at work today, but when I go to work in the morning, the sun is literally just coming up and it is so like bam in your stinking face that I can't film anything. Like, filming something is not possible at all. Not even close. Not possible. Second thing, when I come home at night, a lot of times it's getting dark. So again, not possible to film. I started these Getting Real with Ashleydawn's because it was more convenient for me just to pop the camera on when I was driving than it was to set up a time, do my hair, do my makeup, sit in my office and tape a video for my YouTube channel. And so my little idea of it being easier because I'm on the road all the time and I'm driving really got messed up because of lighting. If lighting isn't good, it doesn't matter how much you're on the road. Lighting's not good. You can't film in the dark, and you definitely can't film with the sun blaring in your face. So that kind of put a damper on my videos. Also, I have been going through a ton. What is happening? Emotionally. Oh, the girl ran over the cone. Good night. I've been going through a ton of stuff emotionally, and anytime you get around the holidays, it's hard because I miss my dad, and so I just needed to take some time. I went out of town. I went on vacation, and good night. People literally do not understand anything, like at all. They have cones so that you don't skip the line, and the lady in front is trying to skip the line in her little Mercedes Benz. Oh my goodness gracious, people drive me crazy. Anyway, first world problems, right? My hair is looking extra reddish today. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I have no makeup on. I have nothing in my hair whatsoever, and I just decided I was going to film, even though I don't feel absolutely gorgeous and I don't feel like I just, stepped off the cover of a magazine. This is Getting Real with Ashleydawn, so we're gonna get real. No makeup, no filter, no anything. Anyway, so I went out of town, spent some time in Tennessee. It was absolutely amazing, wonderful, great, phenomenal. Needed to recharge my batteries, and I realized I need to do that more often, especially in the new year. I need to get out of Dodge. And here's why. From someone who has spent most of their life serving others and taking care of others, it's very easy for me to forget to take care of myself. It's very easy for me to focus so much on helping and teaching and volunteering that I forget, hey, Ashleydawn, you need to take some me time. You need to take a break. You need to focus on things that make you happy, that make you smile, and not always give and not always do. And if you're a person like me, I'm always thinking of others, and I'm always thinking, how can I help them? How can I volunteer? I grew up in the church, and so I work very closely with not only my church, but several other churches in the area. I preach at different churches. I support other churches. And so it's a lot. And it's very easy to forget to take time to do the things that you like to do when you're so busy checking off all the boxes for ministries and checking off all the boxes for the things you volunteer with. It's very easy to forget yourself. So one of my big goals for 2022 is not to forget myself, is to, yes, do all the things that I've signed up to do and volunteer and help and teach, but also to step back from all of the things that I'm doing and realize, hey, Ashleydawn, you do a lot. Step back from that and breathe. One of my words for 2022 is margin. And I was praying, and every year God gives me a word. Last year's was bold presence. Wherever I was, I needed to be there wholeheartedly. And I was. I showed up for the people in my life wholeheartedly. Even sometimes when it hurt, even sometimes when they didn't appreciate it or didn't understand it, I still showed up wholeheartedly, and I'm grateful that I did that. But this year, I really feel like God was giving me the word margin, in that creating space to breathe, room to breathe. When you have margin, for instance, I'm a planner and I have a million different planners and calendars, and I will plan my whole day. Okay, in the morning I'm going to work, or I'm going to chiropractic therapy, or I'm going to a doctor's appointment, and then I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to work out, and then I'm going to make my breakfast, and then I'm going to make my lunch, and then I'm going to go to work, and then after work I'm going to meet up with this girlfriend for dinner, and then I'm going to go do laundry, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go do this. And a lot of time I don't create space for traveling. I don't put block in there. Oh, you're going from Cape Coral to Orlando. You're going to need, 3 hours drive time or more, depending on traffic. Sometimes I do not even think of that in my head. Like, hey, you need to put drive time in here. You need to put time for you to eat, time for you to sleep, time for you. You don't have margin. There's no wiggle room. I think of, the lines in a notebook. There's margin to show you where you need to stay, not to get outside the margins, not to get outside the lines. When I was in creative writing, they would always tell us to skip a line, to like every other margin, so that if an idea came, you could fill it in. Well, you're giving yourself room to be creative. So margin in my life is room to be creative, room to do the things that God has called me to do, whether it's looking up a cheap flight online and just going somewhere new all by myself because I want to and because I can, and not having to answer to anybody why I did it or how I did it. It's nobody's business but mine. It's my life. I'm the one living it. I'm the one paying my bills. Therefore, I can do whatever I want to do. As long as it doesn't hurt me or hurt anybody else, I can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. I can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. So often, like the other day, I posted something on Facebook and immediately somebody put, well, who are you with? If I wanted you to know who I was with, I would have tagged them in it. Or I would have told you. Either I was by myself, which I was, or I was with somebody that I didn't want to tag, that I didn't want you to know about. If you don't know something, maybe it's because you're not supposed to know something. If you are not in my personal life, there may be a reason why you don't know what is happening in my personal life. So many people say, well, Ashleydawn, well, what are you doing? The reason you don't know is you're not close enough to me to know. It's kind of like in an accident, right? If you're in traffic and you're all the way in the back of the traffic and you're like, man, I don't even know what's going on. I know that we're stopped and I know that there's some traffic, but I don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on because it doesn't involve you. If you don't know what's going on in my life, it's because it doesn't involve you. It's because you're not close enough to me in my life to know what's going on. You're not a close enough friend. That's going to hurt some people, and let it. If you are not in my life on a consistent basis, you do not have the right to know what my life is doing. Facebook makes it so easy to be nosy and so easy to know where someone's going on vacation and to know, when someone's doing this or when someone's doing this. If they're letting you see pictures, awesome. But if you don't call them and talk to them in a consistent way and you don't actually have a relationship with them, it's none of your stinking business what they're doing with their life. You're not their friend. If you were their friend, you'd be in their life, you'd know what they were doing. You're an acquaintance. You may be a Facebook friend, you may be an Instagram friend, but you're not an actual friend that knows what's going on in their life, that knows what's happening, because you haven't put in the time. It's gonna hurt some people. You haven't put in the time to know what they're doing. My mom, there are so many people in her life that, they want to know her, they want to be her friend, they want to be around her, but they don't put in the time to actually be a part of her life. You don't get to know what somebody's doing if you're not an actual part of their life. You don't get to do that. If you want to know what's going on in someone's life, you actually have to be a part of their life. And if you're not, the only person you can complain about is yourself. I just think it's so funny that everybody's got an opinion, and everybody wants to know, and they want to be nosy, and they want to know, well, what are you doing? When are you doing it? Who are you doing it with? But they don't want to spend the time needed to get to know you. They don't want to spend the time needed to have an actual relationship with you as your friend. And so they just want to be nosy. They just want to know what you're doing and who you're with, but they don't want to actually be a part of your life. I have friends that all the time are like, oh, let's go here, let's go here. And I'm like, okay, great. Plan something and let's do it. They don't want to plan it. They just want to go along with what I have already planned. Or somebody will be like, yeah, I want to go do that. And I'll tell them how much it is. Or I'll tell them, well, you got to get tickets or you got to do this. And they won't do it. And I'm like, well, you expect to go without paying? You expect to go do this thing without investing? That's not how this works. Wait a second. Hi. How are you? Could I have a number 1, please? With extra pickles, with a large fry and a large Coke? Please. Chick-fil-A, please. And then I have cash. You want me to pay at the window?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just need a name.
Ashleydawn. Thank you. So often people they'll want to do something. So, for instance, I have a Disney pass. And people all the time are like, oh, we should go to Disney. Oh, we should plan to go to Disney. I'm like, okay, get a pass. And like, oh, I don't have one. Okay, well, I'm not going to buy you one. So if you want to do something that I'm doing, you're going to need to buy a ticket to do it. Or the other day I posted pictures. My friend, my incredible, amazing friend, Heather Speranza, is one of the best photographers I have ever experienced in my life. She is so talented. God has just blessed her. She's one of my best friends from high school. An incredible person. I can't say enough good things about her. I hired her she's a traveling photographer, and so she goes all over the world taking pictures for people. Well, one of her special giftings is putting people that have passed, maybe it's a war veteran or somebody in the service that is no longer here, in the pictures. And it's seamless and it's beautiful and it's absolutely literal. It's a gift that God has given her. Anyway, so I hired her because I wanted to surprise my mom this Christmas with family photos and have my dad in the pictures. So I hired her. We took the pictures. They're amazing. I shared them all over Facebook, all over social media. Well, I had people ask me about them. Oh, I love those pictures. I'm dying to get that done. Okay, call her and book her for a photo shoot and then pay her the editing fees for her to do that for you. Oh, I thought you said it was your friend. Yeah, she is my friend, but I pay my friends. My friends that are photographers, I have paid every single one of them, or I have traded them. So if I had a skill or I was doing something, I traded them what I did, like calligraphy. Okay, my friends that are photographers, I've traded calligraphy for photo shoots, or I've traded photo shoots for me to advertise them on my website or web pages, whatever. So we've traded. I don't take anything from my friends. If my friends have a business, I pay for the products that they're selling because I'm supporting them as my friend. My friend Erica has a charcuterie business, and she also has a cupcake business and a cookie business and an event planning business, and she's just very gifted. Her and her mom have done this since she was a little girl. Well, guess what? When I wanted a charcuterie board for my lunch, I bought one from her. Do I know how to do charcuterie? Yes. Have I went to classes on charcuterie? Yes. But do I want to support my friend? Yeah. So guess what? I pay for it and I support my friend's business. My friends that do photography. Do I do photography? Yes, I do. But I want to support their business. Nobody has the same giftings as me, and I don't have the same giftings as somebody else. And so if I want to support a friend, I support them. I don't ask for free stuff just because they're my friend. If they want to do that out of the kindness of their heart, that's amazing. But I don't ask for it. I pay. I don't ask my electrician friends to come over and fix things. I don't. Do you? No, you don't. Chances are you don't. If a friend does it for you, that's a blessing. Bless them in return. But I got off topic. But it's so easy to see something on Facebook and to be like, well, I want that. It's so easy to see someone's life and say, well, I want to do that. I want that. You are not going to be able to live my life unless you are doing the things that I am doing in my life. If you don't go to work every single day, you're not going to be able to pay the bills that I'm able to pay. Why am I able to pay my bills? Because I go to work. Because I got side hustles. Because I do several different things. I'm getting ready to have a yard sale. So if y'all want to buy my stuff, come on. Middle of January, I'm having a big old yard sale. And if you want to join me, you want to bring some tables and sell some stuff at my yard sale, well, come on with it. Anyway, I have side hustles. If I got a bill I need to pay, well, guess what? I'm going to do a little side hustle. I'm going to do some calligraphy. I'm going to do some painting. I'm going to do some artwork. I'm going to sell something, and I'm going to make that bill get paid. If you want to do the same thing, maybe try doing what I'm doing. If I've had people, well, Ashleydawn, you just love the Lord, and you're just so close with God, and how are you so close with God? Well, I spend time with Him. You want to spend time with God, you can be as far away from Him as you want or as close to Him as you want. If you want to be close to Him, you got to spend time with Him. Don't look at me and be like, I actually had this one friend that wanted me to send them my entire reading plan, my quiet time plan, literally a plan for everything that I do all day long with God. So I sent it to him. Crazy, I know, because it's none of their business. But I sent it to him and I said, this is what I do. Try it. Well, I followed up with them a while past, and I was like, so, how was your quiet times? Have you been spending time with God? Have you? No, it's really hard. Yeah, I know. You just make it look so easy. I make it look easy because I'm the one doing it. I'm the one doing all the work. You look at my life and you're like, oh, Ashleydawn went to Tennessee. Oh, Ashleydawn went to Disney. Oh, Ashleydawn went to Miami. Oh, Ashleydawn went here. Do you want to pay the bills that Ashleydawn is paying? Do you want to get the ticket that Ashleydawn has gotten? It is so easy to look at everybody else's life and to want what everybody else has. But are you willing to do what they had to do to get it? Probably not. It's so easy to say, oh yeah, that's my friend. When's the last time you talked to them? When's the last time you reached out to them? Just because you're friends on Facebook does not mean jack diddly doo-dah. It does not. There are so many people that are acquaintances of mine that I love very much. You may be watching this and you may be an acquaintance of mine. If we don't spend time one-on-one together consistently, or you haven't went through something traumatic by my side, you're not one of my best friends. If we have never had a sleepover, you're probably not one of my best friends. If you're, got questions and you're like, oh, I wish I knew Ashleydawn better, it's probably because we're not that close. I've just realized, and then, another thing, one of my biggest resolutions this year is I'm not going to explain myself to people that don't know me. When people ask me questions, if they don't know me, if they don't know who I am, I'm not going to explain myself to them. I'm not doing that no more. I have just realized that I give and I give and I give and I give, right? The givers will give until there's nothing left, and the takers will take until there's nothing left. And so the people in my life that have been takers have just taken and taken and taken and taken and taken. Ex-boyfriends literally just mooching off me, riding my coattails, taking until there is nothing left to take. Well, that might have been 2020. That might have been 2021, but that dang sure ain't 2022. So if anybody watching this has taken advantage of me at any time in my life, has asked me questions that they have no business knowing the answer to, has pried into my life without actually being present in my life, I hope you enjoyed it while it lasted, but it is no longer lasting, and that has expired, and you no longer will have that ticket to my life. Sounds harsh, but people lock their doors at night so that people that don't know them or aren't a part of the family can't get inside. I've just realized that I need to have more boundaries around my heart, my spirit, my emotions, and my mental health. And if somebody isn't inside my house, there's a reason. And if there's a reason, then there should probably be a lock on that door. So there's locks on my doors. But if you would like to know what's going on, you can buy my book. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, this one has been a little sassy. It's been a little sassy. We're getting real with Ashleydawn, and it's sassy. I am a little hangry, so that might have something to do with it. But moving forward, 2022 is going to be a new year. I'm going to be the same person, but I'm going to have bigger goals, bigger boundaries, stronger, more definite boundaries. And I'm not going to let people that aren't investing in my life make a withdrawal from my life. I'm not going to let people that aren't pouring just as much into me as I'm pouring into them. If you ain't pouring into me, okay, that's fine. But I'm going to need you to look at that doorknob and give it a little turn and then walk up out of it. Happy New Year. This is Getting Real with Ashleydawn. You are seen, you are celebrated, and you are loved, but nobody is your doormat, and you will not be able to rub your feet on them any longer. Don't let people walk all over you. In 2022, that is the number one thing. Do not let people walk all over you. And do not leave your door wide open for them to come in and take anything they want from your house. Take your joy, take your spirit, take your happiness, take your peace. That's a big one. Don't let nobody steal your peace. Don't give nobody access to your peace. Don't give them that access. I love you. More importantly, God loves you. He has big, 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 big plans for you. Press into what he has for you. Maybe ask him for your word of the year. Like I said, mine's margin. Ask him, God, what word do you have for me this year? And then comment it down below. I'd love to know what God is speaking to you. I love you. More importantly, God loves you. I will catch you in my next one.